Hi guys, welcome to my very first vlog. My name is Teddy and I'm so excited that you're able to tune in today. So today we're going to talk about success and what success means to God. So success, personally I used to think that success is money or fame. I used to associate it to a stage or a spotlight or a position of leadership and things like that. But even though that could be success in other circumstances, I came about a different perspective. So now I believe that true success has to do with obedience to God. And I got this from Joshua chapter 1 verse 7, and I'll read it here for you. And it says, "Just be determined, be confident, and make sure that you obey the whole law of my servant Moses. Do not neglect any part of it, and you will succeed wherever you go." So basically, what the Bible is saying here is if you're obedient to the law, or if you're obedient to what God tells you to do, then you will succeed in everything that you do. So basically, that success stems up from your obedience to God. Let's look at different men, the men in the Bible that we consider as successful. Today we're going to look at Abraham and Joseph. So starting with Abraham. Abraham was a very wealthy man, as we know. He was an extremely wealthy man. But before, in Genesis 12, God told him to leave, to move from the Ur of Chaldeans to the city that God is going to show him. And then God said, "I will bless you, I will make you a great nation," and all the blessings that are associated with Abraham. But we see that Abraham actually had to move and be obedient to what God has asked him to do before God could bless him and make him a great nation and do everything else. So we can't really know what would have happened to Abraham if he did not obey what God had asked him to do. Okay, now looking at Joseph. Joseph was a slave in Egypt before he became the second in command to the king. And as he was still in Potiphar's house, the Bible says in Genesis 39 that God blessed Joseph and made him successful. So the Bible called Joseph successful before he got to that position, before he was wealthy. The Bible called him successful while he was a slave. And we know that because Joseph was obedient to what God has asked him to do, he walked with God and he listened to God, and God called him success. So you see, it's not really about the spotlight, it's not about the position, it's not about all these things, it's not about the fame. When you're obedient to what God has asked you to do, then you are successful. So personally, I used to, before I started blogging, or when I started blogging actually, I would write and write and write, and when I look at my stats, it seemed like there was like maybe on average 4 people who read my posts, or sometimes 2 people, and two of them are my close friends or something of the sort. And I would complain to God and tell him like, "God, you've asked me to do this and I'm being obedient to what you have asked me to do, but no one is reading it, or it's not successful, no one is sharing it," and things like that. Until God asked me one day, like, "What makes you think that this is not successful? What if you're writing for those 4 people? What if when I asked you to write, you were only the person that you're writing for is among the 4 people who are reading, or it's to save just one person's soul, to change one person's life?" So stop beating yourself up over things that don't really matter, because in my eyes you're extremely successful. So you see, because I define success as fame or a spotlight or a title, I missed out on what God was doing, or I sat down and complained about things that did not even matter, while in reality I was successful where I was. So I just want to encourage you, whatever it is that God has asked you to do, whatever it is that you're doing right now and you think is not successful, or it's not growing, or everything seems slow, whatever it is, just keep going. Don't be discouraged. Don't abort it prematurely. Do what God has asked you to do, and He will fulfill every promise that He has given you. Even though He has promised you maybe to be famous one day, to be wealthy and everything, and you think that, okay, maybe I started this business and it's not going as God has shown me that it will go. It's okay. Don't despise the days of little beginnings. God is looking at your obedience in the little things, where you are, where He has placed you right now. When you're obedient and you're going, you're consistent in what you're doing, God will bless you and it will grow. And you're successful where you are. Everything comes in steps. So don't beat yourself up. Keep going. Be encouraged. So yeah, that's all for today. And just one more thing before I go, the 31 days of knowledge reading challenge is still going on, so you could join us. It goes till the 31st of August. If you haven't started yet, please join us. And if you want to be part of the free book giveaway, just go on the menu section and click on reading challenge and sign up to be part of the reading challenge. Okay guys, thank you for tuning in, and don't forget to leave me your comments or your opinions or what you think about this or anything else that you guys want me to talk about in the comment section below. I honor you all.